In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on May 21, 1960, Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born into an ostensibly stable middle-class family, but his early life was riddled with emotional neglect and dysfunction that profoundly influenced his psychological development. As I explore Dahmer's background, it becomes evident that his parents' tumultuous marriage and his mother's mental health struggles contributed to an emotionally distant environment, shaping a child who became fascinated with death, as evidenced by his early activities of dissecting roadkill and preserving animal bones. From June 1978 to July 1991, Dahmer was responsible for the horrific murders of 17 men and boys, primarily in Milwaukee, using deceitful tactics to lure them under the guise of socializing or sexual encounters, which set the stage for unimaginable acts of violence. At the tender age of 18, Dahmer committed his first murder when he lured Stephen Hicks to his family home in Bath Township, Ohio, where a casual drinking session turned deadly after Hicks attempted to leave, leading Dahmer to strike him with a dumbbell before dismembering and dissolving his body in acid. After a nearly 9-year hiatus, Dahmer resumed his killing spree in Milwaukee, where he targeted mostly young men of diverse backgrounds, employing sedatives to incapacitate them before committing horrific acts, including murder, dismemberment, and even cannibalism, keeping some body parts as macabre trophies. The investigative breakthrough came on July 22, 1991, when Tracy Edwards managed to escape and lead police to Dahmer's apartment, where they uncovered horrifying evidence including Polaroid photos of dismembered victims, a refrigerator packed with human remains, and a 57-gallon drum containing acid-dissolved body parts. Forensic science played a crucial role in securing Dahmer's conviction, as key pieces of evidence, such as the Polaroids, connected him directly to the victims, while chemical analyses of the remains confirmed his grisly methods of drugging and killing, thus painting a comprehensive picture of his horrifying actions. As the trial unfolded, psychological evaluations revealed Dahmer's complex personality, marked by avoidant traits and elements of antisocial personality disorder, illuminating how his troubled upbringing and severe emotional neglect potentially contributed to his horrific actions. During the police interrogation, Dahmer's cold and detached demeanor became apparent as he confessed to the heinous acts he committed, revealing a disturbing lack of remorse that left the nation grappling with the horror of his actions and the complex psychological factors behind them. In the aftermath of Dahmer's crimes, memorial services were held for his victims, as families and communities sought to mourn their loved ones, while experts delved into the implications of antisocial behavior and the societal factors surrounding such tragic events, hoping to prevent future atrocities. As society reacted to the profound horror of Dahmer's actions, public protests emerged, advocating for justice for the victims and greater awareness of underlying mental health issues, while forensic psychologists continued to analyze his case, striving to understand the disturbing motivations behind such extreme antisocial behavior. Following his capture, Dahmer was sentenced to life in prison, where he lived in isolation, prompting ongoing discussions among forensic psychologists about the psychological factors that culminated in his monstrous behavior and the broader implications for society. As the investigation continued to impact the field of forensic psychology, experts highlighted the importance of recognizing the early signs of sociopathic behavior and the necessity for effective intervention, aiming to ensure that future tragedies could be prevented through better understanding and mental health support. In academic circles, Dahmer's case has become a focal point for discussions about how psychological disorders can manifest in extreme ways, prompting calls for comprehensive mental health reform and policies aimed at addressing the root causes of such violence in society. As journalists sought to understand the enigma that was Jeffrey Dahmer, interviews revealed chilling insights into his psyche and motivations, while forensic experts continued to analyze evidence, striving to unravel the complexities of criminal behavior and its implications for justice. In the wake of Dahmer's notoriety, candlelight vigils were organized to honor his victims and foster community healing, while policymakers began to implement mental health initiatives aimed at reducing the risk of such tragedies, shining a light on the urgent need for better resources and support systems. As the trial progressed, emotional reactions from victims' families highlighted the profound impact of Dahmer's actions on countless lives, leading to a renewed focus on a holistic approach to mental health care that integrates community support services, aiming to prevent future violence through early intervention and education. On July 22, 1991, the arrest of Jeffrey Dahmer took place after Tracy Edwards bravely escaped and informed police about Dahmer's attempt to drug and restrain him, leading to a thorough and horrifying search of his apartment that would unveil the depths of his gruesome crimes. Dahmer, during his confession, meticulously detailed the chilling methods he employed to lure his victims, drugging them and experimenting with their bodies, revealing an unsettling blend of resignation and control over his narrative that was atypical for a serial killer. As a forensic psychologist delves into Dahmer's mental health, it becomes evident that he was diagnosed with several disorders, including antisocial personality disorder, which manifested through his profound lack of empathy and manipulative behaviors, allowing him to maintain a deceptive facade while committing unimaginable atrocities. The chilling atmosphere of Dahmer's apartment revealed the horrific details of his crimes, where he admitted to engaging in necrophilia and fantasizing about creating submissive zombies, illustrating the extent of his psychological disturbances driven by a pathological desire for control and companionship. As Dahmer's trial commenced in January 1992, the overwhelming forensic evidence, including Polaroids and preserved remains, painted a damning picture of premeditation, leading to heated debates about his mental state, ultimately resulting in the jury rejecting his insanity plea and convicting him of 15 murders. Ultimately, Dahmer was sentenced to 15 life terms totaling 957 years, as the court found him competent to stand trial and accountable for his actions, which profoundly shocked the nation and sparked intense discussions about mental health, criminal behavior, and justice. The widespread media coverage surrounding Dahmer's trial not only captivated the nation, but also sparked a significant debate about the intricate relationship between mental illness, criminal responsibility, and the societal need for justice against the backdrop of his horrific actions. The aftermath of Dahmer's crimes led to deeper examinations of serial killers' psychological profiles, emphasizing how his unique blend of mental health disorders, including antisocial personality disorder and paraphilic disorders, challenged the existing frameworks of criminal psychology and societal understanding of evil. Scholars and mental health professionals continue to engage in discussions surrounding Jeffrey Dahmer's psychological motivations and the chilling implications of his case, as they delve into how his profound loneliness and desire for control manifested into horrific acts, ultimately enriching the dialogue on criminal psychology and the nature of evil. Documentaries and academic discussions about Jeffrey Dahmer continue to emerge, dissecting both his tragic past and heinous acts, while highlighting the complex interplay between mental illness, societal neglect, and the chilling reality of his existence, leaving an indelible mark on criminal history. The emotional weight of the victims' families was palpable during the courtroom hearings, as they sought justice and closure while grappling with the reality of losing their loved ones to a man who once appeared quite ordinary, underscoring the complexities surrounding Dahmer's dual existence. In the wake of Dahmer's conviction, his life in prison became a haunting reflection of his past. As he navigated the consequences of his actions, while the investigative community continued to unveil the chilling truths behind his horrific legacy and the lives he shattered. Support groups formed in the aftermath of Dahmer's crimes offered solace and solidarity for victims' families, allowing them to navigate their grief, while academic circles examined his case as a critical teaching tool, emphasizing the necessity of understanding such tragic phenomena to avert future occurrences. The tragic loss of lives due to Dahmer's actions prompted memorials and services that honored the victims, while also catalyzing significant discussions around law enforcement and mental health reforms, highlighting the urgent need for systemic changes to prevent such atrocities in the future. In the aftermath of Dahmer's horrific crimes, forensic experts and law enforcement officials undertook extensive analyses and training to better understand the mind of a serial killer, aiming to equip themselves with the knowledge necessary to recognize early signs of such behavioral patterns and ultimately prevent future tragedies. The chilling reality of Dahmer's crimes left a profound impact on the community, leading to public forums where residents came together to discuss safety, awareness, and the importance of supporting one another to ensure that such atrocities would not be repeated. Documentary filmmakers dedicated their efforts to unraveling the complex narrative of Dahmer's life, while law enforcement leaders openly communicated with the media about the critical lessons learned from his case and their ongoing commitment to enhancing community safety and awareness.